Well guys, today we are learning to compare different multiplicative part-whole strategies. So first of all, can you remind me of some of the multiplication strategies that we know how to use? Some of the ones we've learnt. Bella?
Doubling and halving.
Great. And we've been practicing these a lot, so you've all got your hands up. Rosie?
Place value.
Excellent, that's another one. And Molly?
Is it multiplying in parts?
Great. Which one is that the same as? Can you remember when we multiply in parts and we break maybe the bigger number up into parts? We sometimes also call that
Tidy numbers.
place value, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is the one that Molly just said?
Place value.
Tidy.
Numbers.
Good girl. Excellent.
Mr. Maring gave his class this problem to solve. I bought 5 softball bats for the PE shed for $48 each. What was the total cost?
Excellent. So everybody have a go at that problem for me now, please. Fantastic. I can see Molly's finished. That's super. Just while you keep finishing, Rosie, I'm just going to ask a couple of people which strategy they used. Bella, what did you do to work out the answer?
I used doubling and halving, so I doubled 5, which equals 10, and I halved 48, which equaled 24.
Great. And why did you choose that strategy to use?
Because it's quite easy.
Why? What made it easy?
Because I know 1 times 24 equals 24, and to show that it's 100, I put the 0 on the end because it's 10 times 24.
Good girl. And what was it about the 5 and the 48 that made you think, oh, doubling and halving will be a good one to use here?
Well, 5 times 48 is pretty hard. So yeah, I decided to do 10 times 40.
Okay.
10 times 24.
Excellent. And so 48 was quite easy to halve?
Yeah.
Great.
I done doubling and halving, but I doubled the 5 because I knew that 5 times 2 is 10 and 10's even, so it's easy to times anything with it. So I doubled the 5 and I halved the 48.
Wonderful. So 5 times 98, the question is asking us to solve the problem 3 different ways. Sophie's way, Larry's way and Manua's way. And then we're going to decide which one is the best for that particular problem. First of all, I'd like you to discuss with a buddy, look at 5 times 98, talk to the person sitting next to you about which strategy you predict is going to be the best one that suits this question. Right, Molly and Christy, which did you think was the most suitable strategy for that problem?
Tidy numbers. Because you can easily make 100 out of, you can round up and make it 100.
Okay, so it's not very far from 100, is it? And then what would you need to do though?
You just need to minus 10.
Okay, right, excellent. So you're jumping straight to minus 10. Why did you minus 10?
Because since you needed to minus 5, 2 lots of 5.
Fantastic. And Kieran?
We thought doubling and halving.
We thought doubling and halving because we didn't mind halving 98. What do you want to tell Kieran why?
Because 98's an even number and it's easy to halve.
Okay, well it's not really easy, but Kieran and I just thought we'd halve 90 and then halve 8. And we came up with what, Kieran?
We came out with 49.
Right, and then we like doubling 5 because we like multiplying 10s. So some people think tidy numbers and we think doubling and halving, so we're going to have a really quick go at all 3 and you're going to help me and then we'll make a decision and see if we were right about which strategy was the best method to use for that particular problem. Okay, good. So which method do you think would be best for that particular problem? Christy?
The top one.
Right, why? Why do you think?
Because all you have to do is round up and get 100, and then we know that 5 times 100 equals 500, and then we know that we have to take away 10 because we added 2 lots of 5, and that equals 490.
Superb. So when you look at a problem, what is it about the problem that makes you decide, oh, I'm going to use tidy numbers, or I'm going to use doubling and halving? What is it about the problem? So what are some things that you might see in the problem and help you decide which strategy to use? Tiari?
You have to find even and odd numbers, like if they're even or odd. So
How's that going to help me? If these were both odd numbers, would I be able to use doubling and halving? Why? Tom?
Because you can't have or double odd numbers. Well, you can double odd numbers, but you can't really have the odd numbers.
What happens when you halve them? Christy?
You get a remainder.
You do, and we don't want to work with that, do we? Okay, so instantly looking at that one, I did the same. I instantly went, oh, that's close to 10, so I'm going to do tidy numbers. But then Kieran reminded me, but Mrs. McDonald, then you have to take the 14 off, which isn't easy, is it? Did anyone pick a different one, or did you all, hands up if you picked tidy numbers? What about 4 times 25? 5 seconds to talk to your buddy. Kieran.
Place value.
Okay. Kieran, what did we choose?
We chose place value.
That's right. What did Rosie and
doubling and halving.
Okay.
Doubling and halving.
Yeah.
Could you please try and convince us that doubling and halving is better than place value?
Because you can halve the 4 into 2, and then double the 25 into 50, and 50 times 2 is 100.
Okay. Rosie, did you do place value?
Doubling and halving.
Doubling and halving. Can you convince us that it's better than place value?
Because with use you have to do 4 times 20 and 4 times 5, and all we need to do is just halve the 4 and double the 25.
Oh, maybe we were wrong, Kieran. What do you think? Well, not wrong, we're still right, but why was maybe their way a wee bit
'Cause it's
faster?
easier.
They only had 1 step, didn't they? And we had 2 steps because we had to do 4 times 20, 4 times 5 and then add them. Well done. I just want you to think about when you very first look at the problem, can you remember some of the things that you should be looking for? When you first look at the problem, what should you be looking for in the factors to make your decision about which strategy you're going to use? Molly?
Whether they're even or odd.
Great. That's going to be a big telling, isn't it? I'm not going to double and halve if I've got 2 odd numbers, am I? I'll know to go to one of the other ones. Christy?
If it's close to an even number, like say it was 79 times 6, you can evenly make it 80 times 6.
Nice, I like that one. So you mean if it's closer to a tidy number? Yeah. So if one of the factors is close to a tidy number, that would help us make our decision. If one of the numbers, if both numbers were odd or even, that would help us make our decision.